Oh, man. Oh. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, that was a rush. So I'm in a very dark bit of forest here, and on this trip, you can hear it's just started to rain. We're expecting a fair amount of rain. I've got with me my tarp. This one is a 3 by 3.2 meter Flames Creed tarp, very heavy duty. You can wrap this thing around trees. You know, it's very heavy, very thick. It's a great tarp. If the conditions are going to be rough, if you're going to be around spiky trees and stuff, then this is perfect. I've got a bivvy bag, my Miltech military bivvy bag, and a Corinthia Defense 1 top sleeping bag. So I think first things first, I'm going to get my stuff unpacked and put it back here. Maybe fix the tarp up a bit more, just to give myself, well, I've got lots of room actually. I can even sit right out here. So I do have lots of room. It shouldn't be rained on tonight, but I will tidy up the tarp a bit, just where I'm going to sleep for tonight. So I'll get on with that, and then, you know what, get a brew on, because I'm desperate. It's so dark. I had to put the light on. Can't see anything. So luckily this spot, there's a whole bunch of rocks. I might be able to make a little table for the Trangia. Oh man. So I've got my bivvy bag out. In the back, it's a Gore-Tex bivvy bag. So I should be fine in that tonight. Don't know how much rain is coming. Forecast said quite a lot. I'm sure you guys would be happy if there was quite a lot. Trusty Trangia. Although, saying that, I still haven't rectified the problem from the last one. The last trip where it was flaring up. See if it does it again. There you go. Good. So you may have noticed my dog Bruce is not here. Couldn't bring him on this one. No doggies allowed, which is a shame. But you know, I'll bring him on the next one hopefully. I do love having him though on these trips. It's so nice, but he's just not allowed here. Okay. So I find out I haven't got the lighter. So I reconfigured a little bit, tied it off, neatened it up. It's pretty good now. I might get a couple of drops in here. I might channel down these, down the bands at the end. It shouldn't be much. Fingers crossed. It's got massive seam sealing on this. It's going to get wet under there anyway. Oh. I haven't slept in the bivvy for a long time. What I might do is just cut that branch off. It's just in the way, isn't it? I'll just twist it round. Is that better? Must be. Right. This is a dark, intimidating forest. The rain is getting heavier. And it's getting darker earlier. Oh, and I've got my beers for later. For dinner tonight, I've got some salmon, sweet potato, some onion, and mushrooms. Looking forward to that. Right, I'm going to put coffee on, come back to you later. Hot, obviously. Whew. I wish I could say I had a view, but it is just dense, thick, good old bush. There's really nothing to look at. This is not the sort of forest you want to camp in if you get afraid easily, or you're a little bit unsure. It's getting damp under here, moisture building up underneath it. That's why I got bivvy. Be fine. Rain is really settling in. It's pretty much all that bush. Rocks. It's a shame. It took me a while to find this little spot with that big rock right behind me. So there's a nice, this is the only flat bit in here, I think. So a nice little spot to camp out. The trees will protect me from blowing rain. I mean, it is absolutely dense, the cover above. It's so thick, so even if there's wind, it's not coming through here, and it's not going to blow in at all. So it should be nice and dry, nice and toasty, and with the added protection of the bivy bag, got nothing to worry about. So an observation, this tarp, this Flames Creed tarp, as tough as it is, it has the exact same problem that most of these tarps have, where they stitch the tabs on the underside and the top side. In theory, great, makes it a nice strong connection, but what happens is all those tabs that are exposed up the top then they get wet and they just gently stream water down, just a drop at a time. But here there's water just coming down, closer to the camera there is as well. It's not a problem because it goes all the way down to the bottom. But just be aware of that. When you get a tarp, you don't want one, if you need it to be bone dry, you don't want it like this, where you've got the tab on the inside, stitched on the inside as well. Yeah. DD tarps are the same, they do that. It does make it stronger, but it means that water comes in through that. There's no real way to stop that from happening, unless you can find a way to pin it back or something. But there's just no way to do that with these tabs. The 3FUL gear one that I have, they're only on the top, on the outside, so you don't have that problem. So just be aware of that. I mean, I'm in a bivy bag, so it's going to be okay. And I knew that this would do it because I saw the DD tarp did that as well. They're not really built to be that flexible like the 3FUL one is. These are meant as awnings, and you're meant to have them in a pyramid shape like that. So then this wouldn't happen. Which is fine if you want to have them like that, but I don't. I want to have a wall. And when you do that, this is what happens: is it drips. So I've got drips coming down here now, which won't be a problem. But yeah, there you go. Be aware of that. Be really careful with what tarp you get if you're going to do it. Of course, the other thing you can do is fold down the front, so that doesn't happen. But I don't have enough space to do that. And I want to be able to stand up at the edge. So again, you know, not much I can do about it in this situation. Time for a cigar and a beer. If this is your first time to one of my videos, and you'll know that I like my cigars and I enjoy a beer. So I hope you're going to have a beer with me and a cigar, smoke. In case you're wondering what I'm smoking, these are Monte Cristos, Cuban. Lovely. No wind. There's usually wind when I do these things. So, Renaissance Voyager IPA. Cheers. good. I put a poll out on my community tab. Is that lame? Using the community tabs? I don't know. I like talking to you guys. I like sending messages. I like asking your opinion. Anyway, the last one, I asked whether I should upload the video straight away. Should I do Premiere? If you know what Premiere is, you can Google it. Or just don't post and watch Matthew Poser instead, because he came out with a new video. A couple of cheeky buggers put watch Matthew Poser instead. Thanks for that. Cheers. Yeah, thanks. It's not cold. Very warm. getting dark now. The camera might not show it, but it's getting dark and cold. Temperature's dropped quite a bit. Might have to put a layer on. Got some old school Swan Dry wool. This is the Ranger shirt. This thing is insanely warm and it's completely windproof. Oh, that feel, I can't explain how nice that feels to have that wool insulation just hug you. Oh, that's good. So Swan Dry is a New Zealand company. They came up with, the term here is Swanee, but the bush shirt, the original bush shirt. So you see these, I think there's a company in the States or Canada, they do a bush shirt. Is it the Boreal bush shirt or someone? I can't remember who it is. But Swan Dry, these guys, they invented it in New Zealand. They just took a wool blanket and made a shirt out of it, and it took off. And so bushcrafters around the world use bush shirts now. Not necessarily Swan Dry, but they're the original. And they treat the wool so that it's water resistant as well. Some sort of secret recipe, ancient recipe. So this thing is the Ranger shirt. This isn't a bush shirt. This is more modern sort of style. But very, very warm, windproof, and this also has water resistance as well. In fact, it might actually be waterproof. I just can't remember. I think it is waterproof. Very, very warm. Instantly, I put that on. It just feels toasty. Absolutely lovely. So yeah, so temperature's dropping. It's getting dark. It might be time to think about putting dinner on. As I said, for dinner I've got salmon. So I might prep that and come back to you. Bit of olive oil for the kumara. Or sweet potato for the rest of the world. rain is really starting to come down now. This is what it's all about. Doesn't get any better than this. The red onion. Whoops. Uh-oh. Gordon Ramsay doesn't do this, I think. Oh, that smells good. These onions are getting nice and soft. Woo. Yeah, the sweet potatoes are done. The onions are pretty soft now. It's time to put the salmon on and the mushrooms. steam those mushrooms up. Oh, the rain is really coming down now. Yeah, they're ready. So I'll just add those. Actually, we'll let them brown a bit and then add them to the kumara and onion. Oh, the onion smells so nice. Alright, get the salmon on. That's a big steak. Boy, the rain is coming down now. That salmon smells so good. Temperature's dropped. It's definitely colder now. But I'm toasty, I'm really hot in here. Oh, really bad timing to run out of fuel. Just about to go out. Yep. Typical. Just run out just when the salmon was just about done. Gonna have to have a beer with this. Another Voyager IPA. Good help. It's good. Sat down too fast. It is coming down. I hope you can hear me all the way over there. Salmon smells so good. It's really coming down. Okay, time for dinner. Salmon's ready. Crispy skin. Salmon and vegetables. Awesome. Got to try this salmon. God, really coming down. Cheers. I thought I'd better bring the camera in. It was sitting out there in the rain. Even though it's meant to be weatherproof, there's only so much I want to subject it to. Oh, this is so good. Shame about the bones. They're everywhere. Crazy. Wow, it's really coming down. Nice to have the tarp. I think it's worth carrying the extra weight to be able to sit out in these sort of conditions and not worry about the weather. You don't want to be sitting in a tent. It's rubbish. I don't know if you've seen the videos. People cooking on a trangia in a tent when it's raining. It doesn't look like fun to me. My whole point is, you can have a nice time, you can live it up in all sorts of conditions. You can be comfortable. That's why I have the chair. That's why even if I have a tent, I have a tarp with me to sit under. Be comfortable. You know, if my dog Bruce was here right now, he would be out there running around in this or just lying down watching. He'd love the light that's on, the shadows. It's a shame he can't be here. Empty plate. Oh my God, that was good. Oh. Bottom relief. Cheers. Woo. Oh man, food coma. It's so warm. It's actually pretty cold. I can see the steam of my breath. But this Swan Dry Ranger shirt, it's so warm. Man, it's coming down. Right, gonna sit, chill, let this food go down. And then see you for a cigar in a bit. So I've cleaned up all my plates. It's time for another cigar, my last beer. So I remembered this shirt. It's not the Ranger, it's the Ranger Extreme. So if you're looking for it, it's the Swan Dry Ranger Extreme. And yes, it's 100% waterproof and breathable. And yeah, made of wool. Oh, man. Beer time. Renaissance Stonecutter Scotch Ale. Cheers. These pockets, so handy. The wind has picked up quite a bit now, swirling around here. Probably just starting to see the leaves and the branches moving. Sorry if I'm shouting, it's just so loud with the rain. I can't tell if you can hear me. Maybe it's time to put the camera on the fun side again. Oh, I had to bring the camera under the top. It's just pelting down. Whew. So my bivy bag is all set up. It's the Miltech Gore-Tex bivy bag. It's got a big thick zipper down the side, 100% waterproof. I've actually got it on top of my Thermarest foam pad, and I've got my Thermarest NeoAir X-Therm pad inside the bivy bag with my sleeping bag, my Corinthia 1 Defense top. That's good down to about 5 degrees centigrade. Of course, it's nowhere near that. It's more like 13, 12. This bivy bag is bulletproof. It's amazing. A hardy piece of kit. Welcome back. Well, the rain has died down a bit. Sort of a fog has come in now. Just as I say that, the rain's picking up again. But everything's squared away. I relaxed, chilled out, listened to the rain. It got really heavy, as you heard. I think I'm ready to hit the sack now. It's been a long day. The temperature's really dropped, but I've still got this undone. It's still really warm. You know, wool, you can't beat it. It really is nice. I mean, obviously a down jacket is great, but in terms of durability, weatherproofness, this is awesome. So here comes the rain again. It's coming back again. So I think I'm going to hit the sack. I don't know how this is going to go. Should be okay. It's quite loud with the noise of the rain on the top, but should be fine. I doubt I'm going to get out of the sleeping bag to do anything in the middle of the night, no matter what happens. I'm going to stay hunkered in, pull the flap up. So I will see you in the morning. Thanks for joining me this evening. Hope you enjoyed tonight. And we'll see what state I'm in the morning. I've got a feeling I want to get up early and get out of here. I might skip breakfast and just have a coffee. I might even skip that. You never know. Alright, see you in the morning. Good night. Show you the sleep system. All tucked up. I'll tell you what, it's comfy. This is the most comfy I've been for quite a while on one of these. You can see, I'll show you the whole setup here. Bit of a squeeze, but I'm in my waterproof bivy bag. You can see I just dripped some water in it. It's 100% waterproof. So I've got nothing to worry about, although I am miles away from the edge of the tent, of the tarp. Got all my gear here next to me. Toasty. So yeah, you know, I'm hoping this will be a good night's sleep for a change. We'll see. All right, I'll catch you in the morning. So situation, it's, I don't know, 2 a.m. I've had to take the pad out of the bivy bag because with it in, there's not enough room. Maybe if you're small, that's fine. But if you're, you know, I'm 90 kilos. And if you've got slightly wide shoulders, you just won't fit in the bag with a sleeping bag. It would be very, very tight and barely turn over, and I just couldn't fit. It was just so uncomfortable. It's much better without the pad. in the bag, so this is what it is. Other than that, it's really warm. The bag itself, the bivy bag, I don't even need to zip up the sleeping bag fully. Just zip this bivy bag up, and yeah, it's working well. All right, I'm gonna try and get to sleep. See you in the morning. Good night. Morning. Whoa. It's cold. It's cold. Ooh, warm in here though. Well, I'll tell you what, that's the most comfortable I've been for a long time on one of these. Obviously found a flat spot, and having the pad on the other pad was great. But the bivy bag is great. It's really nice, it's reassuring, because you don't care if you're touching the floor or anything else with your sleeping bag. But it is nice. This thing is, it just adds an extra layer of warmth. Yeah, very good. Bone dry in here. It was even too hot at the beginning when I went to bed. But yeah, just right. Oh, and it has stopped raining. But it's just so dark in here. I've had to put the light on. It's like 7:30 in the morning. So I wanted to get up early, get a coffee on, stuff like that. Oh, but it's so nice in my bag. It's a shame that these bags aren't just a few inches bigger to take a sleeping pad in. If there's no large version of this, it's just one size, that's it. But these are military bags, one size fits all, and they don't have these sort of sleeping pads. They have their foam ones that you just roll out, so it doesn't matter to them. Right, I think coffee is in order. Yeah, coffee. See you in a bit. It's a cold morning. Just put this on. Honestly, this is the best bit of gear. I've never bought it camping before. But yeah, the Swan Dry Ranger Extreme. It's a nice piece of kit. Right, let's get this coffee on. So, good sleep. Once I took the pad out and I had room to turn over, it's good sleep. I think I might use a different sleeping bag in future though, not the Corinthia Defense 1. Because I know it sounds weird, but because it's a top zip and the bivy bag's a side zip, it all gets a bit confusing when you're in there. And with the Corinthia, really, you're meant to be completely zipped up and hunkered in. And the Velcro makes it uncomfortable if you don't have all clothes on. Again, it's a military bag. So I'll use a different bag next time. I've got another side zip. You just have to make sure that the zips on your sleeping bag, you've got the zip on the same side as the bivy bag zip. Otherwise, it gets really difficult trying to work out which way to get in, which way to zip up, and everything else. It's something psychological about the bivy bag just means that you don't worry. You go to sleep and you don't worry about whether you're touching the floor, whether you've come off the mat just slightly, whether there's rain coming in, whether you're in even a wet area. Just that added psychological benefit means you get a better sleep because you're not worried about it. Also, there's no drafts coming in anywhere, so if you had a quilt, you could get in there, have the quilt in there with you, and then you wouldn't have to worry about the draft. Yeah, so I'm impressed. I like it. I have used it before in the snow, but never in the rain. So yeah, that's 100% waterproof. I think there's a YouTube video of some guy and his kid filling this bivy bag up, the Militech military bag, filling it up with water and just hanging it for ages and ages, and not a drop came out. So well worth it. Had a good dinner. Salmon was nice. The rain, oh, that was pretty epic rain. I can see the sun is just trying to break through now, but it's still too dark not to have the light on the camera. So the poll that I took, I had to make a last minute decision. The poll I took said, do you want to see me bivy bag in the rain with a tarp, or hammock and a tarp in the rain? And at the time that I had to make the decision and leave, bivy bag was ahead. I think it was 52% to 48%. Anyway, I had a look last night and it had completely gone the other way. It was definitely hammock won. So sorry to all those who voted for hammock and didn't get it. You'll get the next one. The next one will be hammock. I promise. It's just I've got to wait until there's a rain event, and you have to find it in the different parts of the area or the country and drive to it and hope that it's going to be a good one. So far they've all been really good, but they do take some praying, because otherwise just sitting there with no rain, no sound of the rain, I guess is a bit dull, and you don't learn much about the equipment either. What you want to know is, will this equipment work well in any conditions if I get caught out? So that's what I hope to show when I do these. Okay, I'm gonna let this boil up and come back to you when I got my coffee. Light's starting to come through now. I'm going to turn the light off on the camera. Still a bit cloudy. It's still cold. But life is better with a coffee. I'm just going to let the Trangia burn down. There's only a little bit of fuel left in there.
honestly, the Trangia, it's great. So quiet. If you're stealth camping and you want to be really, really quiet, you can't beat it. But just look at that flame. It's like having a little fire pit. It's not that hot, but it's, again, psychologically, it's lovely. Yeah, it's nice to have that little flame in front of you. Oh, coffee. God. That bird in the background you can hear. That's a California quail. I don't know how they ended up in New Zealand. I'm assuming it's game birds. Yeah, they're everywhere at the moment. But yeah, I'm assuming they were brought here as game birds to hunt. Lots of leaves on the tarp. Yep, the tarp was good. Apart from the tabs dripping at the top and running down, it was good. Because in here, I needed to have it close up to the trees and wrapped around trees, and it's a bit rough and ready. This heavy duty Flames Creed tarp did a good job. Yeah, shame Bruce can't be here with us. I know, a lot of you tune in to see what Bruce is going to be up to. But yeah, he's just not allowed here. Oh, he would have been in his element here, honestly. Digging around and everything else. But soon, I guess I'll have to, my next tripper has to be a hammock. So, I'll have to bring him on the hammock trip. And I'll lug his bed up so he can sleep under my hammock. And you just know he won't. He'll go and find somewhere else to sleep. He'll make a natural bed. It's just what Bruce does.
anyone who's got a tarp knows that putting it back in the bag is difficult. So this is the wall. I don't know if you could see it last night. Full of glowworms. This whole thing was lit up. It was really, really beautiful. Just a huge piece of rock coming down through here. Yeah, it's got a nice little overhang, bit of protection. The good thing about it is this is the high spot and the low spot is actually behind where I was. So all that water was draining off away from me. So it's nice and dry under here. Didn't pool or anything. Oh, there's a lot of rain as well. Nightmare. Don't know why I bothered. Because I've got to take it out anyway when I get back. Right. Okay, I don't have that far to hike out, so that'll do. It's a lovely spot. Just dark. But it's quite a handy little protected grove. Maybe have to use this again one time. Okay, that's everything. All done. Oh, it's a shame that Brucey couldn't be with us. Next time I've got to do a hammock camp. That's what you all wanted. So thanks a lot for coming along on this, and please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and then you'll see when I get another one, and you'll see on the community tab when you subscribe, then you're the first to know what's going on, what I'm doing, and I put a poll out usually saying what do you want to see, so you actually get to choose. And you can also send requests there if you want gear reviewed or anything like that. On that note, I'm going to head off. Thanks again.